Howdy all, lovely to see you all again. Today we're going to be revisiting an old crack lesson I did in 2012, maybe 13. I wanted to look at Walk With Me in Hell, redone in HD with some tabs and potentially some delightful bird noises. Let's take a look. Alright guys, so this is from the early period of Lamb of God where everything is in drop D, which goes D, A, D, G, B, E. So get yourself a tune and we'll get started. Alright guys, let's take a look at the first section. I'm going to start off with a pinch harmonic on 5 of the 5th. Then we're going to work into this phrase. Let's slow that down. I'm going to play 5 of the 5th string again as a regular note, and then play 3 to 5 on the 4th. When I get to the 5th fret of the 4th string, I'm going to do a really slow bend, bring it back, and then pull it off. So I'm going to pluck it at the top of the bend, and then pull off to 3 of that 4th string, and then jump back up to 5 of the 5th. So altogether we're going to have this. Put this wheel at the front. Okay, then I work into this phrase. What I'm doing here is just sort of working up the pentatonic with a couple of other cheeky notes. I'm going to play 3rd fret of the 4th string and then slide from 5 to 7 with my ring finger. Okay, and I do a hammer on from 5 to 7 on the 3rd string. And then I'm going to do a hammer on into a pull off going 5, 6, 5 on the 2nd string. And to resolve that phrase, I'm going to end on 7 of the 3rd. So all together that phrase slowly. Let's go from the start. Okay, let's go to the next chunk now. I'm going to start from 5 of the 2nd string, and then I'm going to do a pull off from 7 to 5 on the 3rd and jump to 7 to the 4th, and that's going to sound like this. At the end of that, I'm going to do a hammer on from 5 to 7 on the 3rd string and add a very slow bend to that. So we go. And it's only going up sort of that semitone bend to get that creepy, weird, dark sound to it. To finish off the section, I'm going to do basically a simple blues lick, nearly exactly the same thing 4 times. I'm going to bend 7 on the 3rd string up and back into a pull off to 5 on the 3rd. Then I'm going to jump to 7 of the 4th, and then back down to 5 of the 3rd string. Just going to go. We're going to do that exactly the same 3 times. Just on the 4th occasion, I'm just going to resolve that phrase on 7 of the 4th string. So we're only going to have 3 notes. So we're going to go 1. That's the end of the first chunk. So let's try and put the whole thing together at a gentleman's pace, and then we'll do it again even slower with some tabs. One more time with some taps. Alright, let's take a look at the second section. I'm going to start off with a hammer on from 5 to 7 on the 3rd. Then I'm going to jump to a bend on 8 of the 2nd string. It's a full tone bend. At the end of that, I'm going to work into this phrase. So I'm doing a lot of this in one pick. I'm playing 6, 8, 6 as a hammer on to a pull off on the 2nd string, and then I'm sliding into 5 as well. For when I get to that 5 now, I'm going to do a hammer on to 6 with my middle finger and then pull off to the 5, and that's going to sound like this. It's really fun to do that all in one pick as well. I want to resolve that chunk to 7 of the 3rd string. So it's going to go like this. Let's take it from the start of the section and play what we've got thus far. Okay, then we work into this phrase. Let's slow that down. I'm going to start from 5 of the second string, and then I'm going to play 7, 6 on the third, and jump to 8 of the fourth. So it's going to be kind of some exotic harmonic minor or dominant Phrygian flavors kicking in here. So it's 5 of the second, 7, 6 on the third, 8 of the fourth. Okay, then I'm going to jump back to 6 of the third string, and then I'm going to play 8, 7, 5 on the fourth. So we should almost have 2 groups of 4 in this run now. Okay, now what I'm going to do is jump to 8 of the 5th string, and then play 5 of the 4th, and then I'm going to play 8, 7 on the 5th. So altogether that new chunk of 4, okay, it's going to be that. So now we should have 3 chunks of 4. Okay, now the next part I'm going to play 5 with my pointer and then shuffle that back to 4 on the 5th string. So we're going 5, 4, and then 5, 7. Now I've sort of got 4 groups of 4 there now. Hopefully that's making sense. Let's look at what we've got from the start thus far, and then we'll add the last chunk to it. Okay, the next bit gets a little bit strange. The bit that freaked me out when I was learning this was pulling off, and we'll double up on a couple of notes. As you can hear, that the same, it is a little bit strange to double up on that E. So we're going to work through this now. Let's slow that down. I'm going to play 5, 7 on the 4th, 6, 7 on the 3rd, and then when I get to the 2nd string, I'm going to do a hammer on 5, 6, 5. And so it's a hammer on into a pull off, and then jump to 9 of the 3rd, and then back to 5 of the 2nd. So that whole last chunk. Let's do it from the build up now. Okay, then we're going to borrow some notes from the previous phrase. So we've got from the hammer on. Now I'm going to start the new chunk by playing 7, 6, and then 8 of the 4th. And then I'm going to repeat 6 of the 3rd, 8 of the 4th. So it's going to sound like this. That chunk, I'm going to play 6 of the 3rd string and then 5, 6 on the 2nd. So it'll go. Let's go from the start of this new chunk now. At the end of that, I'm going to do a squeal on 8 of the 2nd string, and then I pull it off. I'm going to hit it again, and then end on an 8 bend, but just a normal one. Give it some sexy vibrato if you wish. Now from here it doesn't particularly matter where I start from, but I want to get the slide sound on the 3rd string. I think 10's a good starting point. Let's just say 10 to 14 on the 3rd string, and then I'm going to have a flat pointer covering the 10th fret of the 1st and the 2nd string, and I'm going to play 1, 2, 1, 2 there. And that's going to be the way that we lead in to section 3. So this is a pretty mammoth section. Let's go through it slowly, and then we'll do it again even slower with some tabs. One more time, some tabs. Okay, let's have a look at the start of the 3rd section. I want to start with 2 bends on 13 of the 2nd string. This is kind of around what would be a D minor pentatonic. So 2 of those, and then I work into this phrase. Nice and bluesy, as they're kind of known for. So I want to do a hammer into a pull off, going 10, 13, 10 on the 2nd string. Then I jump to 13 of the 2nd string, and then back down to 10 of the 2nd. So we go like this. So we go up. At the end of that, rolling down with that cheeky flat 5 there, I'm playing 13, 12, 10. I'm only plucking the 13 on the 3rd string, and then just rolling down that blues scale, and then ending on 10 of the 4th string. So all together. Okay, then I work into this phrase. So I'm playing a 10 on the 3rd string to lead in, and I'm doing 3 bends on 12 of the 3rd string. But at the end of the 3rd, I'm pulling off to the 10, so I go. At the end of that, I'm going to play 12 of the 4th, and then back down to 10 of the 3rd, so it'll go. Okay, let's have a look at what we've got thus far from the start of the section. At the end of that phrase, I'm going to do play 12 of the 3rd string, slide it to 13, and then go back. So that's a slide back and forth, and then pull off to the 10 of the 3rd. So we've got from the start of this. Okay, let's have a look at the second half of this section now. I want to work into this phrase. Let's slow that down. I'm going to do a pull off from 12 to 10 on the 3rd, and then jump to 12 of the 4th. And then I'm going to play 10 of the 3rd string. I'm going to do pretty much exactly the same thing on the string above. I'm doing the pull off from 12 to 10 on the 4th, playing 12 of the 5th, and then returning to the 10 of that 4th string. So I'll play those 2 ideas back to back. See what I mean? Very similar. So now what I do here is I'm going to pick every note. I'm going to play 12, 11, 10, 11, 12. So I'm going to roll that sort of chromatic blues idea back and forth on the 5th string. So let's join that with the other chunk now. Okay, then I'm going to play 10 of the 4th and 12 of the 5th twice. And then after that, I'm going to play 10, 11, 12 on the 4th string. So we've got. Okay, at the end of that, I'm going to play this. I'm going to play 10 of the 3rd string, 12 of the 4th, 10 of the 3rd. So, before we get too excited, let's do what we've got thus far and then we'll finish it off. Then I work into this phrase. There's a little bit of pull-off action here, but most of this is fixed. So what I'm doing here, I'm doing a bend into a pull-off from 12 of the 3rd, pulling off to 10. And then what I'm playing here is 12 of the 4th, and then rolling to 12 of the 3rd. So I've got a flat ring there. And then I want to resolve that to 10 of the 3rd. That little chunk's going to go like this. When I'm doing rolls like that as well, I kind of roll my wrist down, but also my elbow goes to the back wall just a little bit to get a cleaner sort of rolly idea happening there. I've definitely overused that word there. Anyway, at the end of that, we've got a few more notes after that. I'm going to play 12 of the 4th, and then play 10 of the 3rd, then 12 of the 4th again, and 10 of the 4th. So it'll go like this. At the end of that, I'm going to play 12 of the 5th, and then play 10 of the 4th, and that's going to be the end of that phrase. Okay, section 3 is also quite epic. Let's do this at a gentleman's pace, and then we'll do it again one more time with some tabs. And tabs. Alright guys, last section. I want to start from 12 of the 4th string. And I'm going to do a mini chord here. We want to get a bit of vibrato on that. I've got a flat pointer playing 10 of the 2nd and 3rd. It's about getting the flat and then just using your elbow and your wrist to twist that. It is really hard to pull like you're talking to an Italian person about some spicy meatballs. It's really hard to do that, so I'm going like this. What I'm doing here is a pull off now from 12 to 10, and then I'm doing a bend into a pull off also on 12 to 10 on the third string. Okay, at the end of that I work into this phrase. Let's have a look at that phrase. I'm doing a pull off from 12 to 10 again. 12 of the fourth, back to 10 of the third. And at the end of that, sort of a power chord shape here, I'm playing 12 of the fourth string and ending on 10 of the fifth. Bit of sexy vibrato, doesn't hurt either. So let's take it from the start. Okay, then we just work into this big run and we're donesies. What I'm going to do for the start of this is play 7 of the third string. I'm going to play 7, 9, 10, and I'm going to just shred that. I'm going to play that twice. Okay, when I get to the second string, I'm going to roll backwards and forwards. So I'm going to play 8, 10, 12, 8, 10, 11 rather, and then work that backwards, which is going to go 10, 8. So we're going to have 6 notes here, and then 5 notes on the second string. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I want to resolve that idea by playing 10, 9 on the third. Okay. The next phrase starts quite similarly, but I'm only playing the 7, 9, 10 once, and we're ascending to higher pastures, if you will. I'm playing a 7, 9, 10 on the third, 8, 10, 11 on the second, and then the next thing that I'm going to add to that is 9, 10, 12 on the first string. We're sort of, I guess, revisiting some dominant Phrygian or harmonic minor colours. So here's what we should have thus far. Okay, at the end of that, what we've got thus far there, I'm going to go 9, 10, 12, and then reverse that, 10, 9. And then I'm going to play 11 to 10 on the second. So we go all together. And then at the end of that, to finish it off, I'm going to play 8, 10, 11 on the second string. And then I play 9, 10, 12 on the first string. And then I roll up to here. Let's slow that down. I'm playing 15, 12, 12 on the first string. And then I play 15 again. Bend it up really slowly and add some sexy vibrato at the top. So don't vibrato it straight away. I think having that sort of slow and adding the vibrato later, I think makes it a little bit more tense. Alright, let's try the whole section at a gentleman's pace and then again even slower with some tabs. One more time with some tabs. And that was the solo to Walk With Me in Hell by Lamb of God. Hope you guys have enjoyed that. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all very soon.